All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to dive into something really special. The final, secret adventure of one of literature's all-time greatest characters, the one and only gentleman thief, Arsène Lupin.
You know, this one sentence really gets at the heart of the Billions of Arsène Lupin. This is the book that's basically his last will and testament. See, it's not just a story he's in, it's a story he's actively directing. He's making absolutely sure his legend gets written exactly the way he wants.
Okay, so Section 1, a legend's final chapter, a posthumous masterpiece. Now, to really get this story, you've got to understand the context, which is pretty unique. It came out in 1941, right after its author, Maurice Leblanc, had died. And that fact alone, wow, it just gives the whole thing this special, almost mythical feeling. It's like a final farewell from both the creator and his creation.
And when you see it laid out on a timeline like this, it really hits home. You see Leblanc writing it in the late 30s, passing away in 41, and then the book comes out. It's literally Leblanc's last word on his most iconic character. And for Lupin, it's his final, magnificent bow before he disappears into the shadows for good.
All right, Section 2, the ultimate journalistic quest, the hunt begins. So how does this final story even get started? Well, it kicks off with a premise that feels surprisingly modern. You've got this powerful American newspaper tycoon who's just had enough of all the rumors and legends, and he decides he's going to fund the scoop of the century.
And this is the big question that sets the entire thing in motion. The tycoon sends his star reporter over to France with one single epic mission: do what no police force in the world has ever managed to do. Find Arsène Lupin and figure out what happened to all his billions.
So, let's look at the key players here, because this is where it gets really interesting. This lineup basically lays out the whole battleground. You've got Patricia Johnston, the brilliant, ambitious journalist. Then there's James McCullen, the totally ruthless, corrupt rival. And of course, the legend himself, Arsène Lupin, now older, kind of semi-retired, acting as this master puppeteer behind it all. And in this just wonderful nostalgic touch, they even bring back his old adversary, Inspector Ganimard, which really brings the whole saga full circle. It's perfect.
So this hunt for the story, it turns into this really dangerous two-way race. And you can see how it's defined by these totally different methods. On one hand, you have Patricia, who's all about intellect, integrity, and resourcefulness. And on the other hand, you've got McCullen, who has no problem using blackmail, theft, and even violence. I mean, the stakes get incredibly high fast.
Okay, Section 3, a master playing a game. The hunter becomes the guided. This is where things start to get weird. As Patricia's investigation starts heating up, she begins to realize something's off. She's not actually the one in control of this investigation. Not at all.
It's like every time she hits a dead end, a clue just magically appears. Whenever a trap is about to spring on her, it just fails. She's being guided, even protected by some unseen force. And that's when it dawns on her. The legendary Arsène Lupin himself, totally intrigued by this public challenge to his legacy, has decided to come out of the shadows to shape the story himself.
So you see, Lupin isn't just the subject of this story. He's the director, the writer, the whole shebang. He's playing this masterful game. He emerges, accepts the challenge, and then starts guiding the worthy journalist Patricia right where he wants her to go. At the same time, he's setting these incredibly intricate traps for the ruthless rival, McCullen. He's shaping the entire narrative of his life's work.
Which brings us to Section 4, the big one. The secret of the billions, redefining a fortune. This is the central mystery, right? What exactly are Lupin's billions? And let me tell you, the secret is so much more complex and fascinating than anyone could possibly imagine.
So is it just a big pile of gold hidden in a vault somewhere? No way. Absolutely not. That was the treasure of his youth, you know? The answer to this question reveals the ultimate evolution of his character. He's moved way beyond being just a gentleman thief. He's become something so much bigger.
And this comparison really illustrates that transformation perfectly. Back in his youth, in stories like The Hollow Needle, the treasure was a physical thing, a vault of gold. But his legacy, now, it's a living, breathing global financial empire. It's a whole different ballgame.
This empire, it's his ultimate tool. It's this huge, international network of shell corporations, charitable foundations, all these secret investments. And he's using it as a tool for justice. He's not using it for personal luxury. He's using it to impose his own brand of justice on the world, completely outside the legal system.
And here you can really see this Robin Hood empire in action. I mean, look at this. He's funding hospitals and orphanages. He's secretly propping up honest businesses that are about to fail. He's financing this whole network of agents to fight injustice. And at the same time, he's waging financial war on corrupt corporations. His billions aren't just sitting there. They are an active, dynamic, hidden force for good, working on a massive, global scale.
Okay, final section. Co-authoring his own myth, the final performance. So all of this leads to the climax, which in true Lupin fashion is not some big violent showdown or dramatic car chase. No, it's an intellectual and moral victory. It's one last performance for the world's greatest showman. So what happens is, with Lupin's invisible hand guiding her, Patricia manages to expose not just Macalin, but this whole corrupt cartel of financiers who were trying to steal the fortune. The finale is this incredible demonstration. Lupin gathers all the players in one room and literally reconstructs their crimes, step by step, turning his classic theatrical performance into undeniable proof.
And after it's all said and done, after the villains are exposed, Lupin grants Patricia her ultimate prize. 1. A single, secret, face-to-face meeting. This is it. The interview of the century.
And this is his final, most brilliant move. He gives her the truth, or at least the version of the truth he wants the world to remember. He lets her win, but by doing so, he gets to write his own epilogue. He makes absolutely sure his legend is cemented forever, not as some common thief, but as this grand, mysterious, enigmatic force for good.
And really, who better to sum up this ultimate triumph than his old nemesis, Inspector Ganimard? His final reaction just says it all. It's this weary smile of admiration for the man who was always and will always be one step ahead. Even in retirement, even at the very end, Lupin is still brilliant, still elusive, and still totally untouchable.
So what does it really mean for a hero to write their own ending? Because in the end, Lupin's final great heist wasn't for jewels or for money. It was for his own story. He stole control of his own myth, and he leaves us with this powerful final question about what it truly means for a legend to be able to craft their own perfect farewell.